The Middle East is currently buckling under the weight of escalating proxy wars, with recent airstrikes tearing through urban centers in Lebanon. Parallel to these strikes, the United States has moved aircraft carriers and escort ships into position, raising the immediate threat of a direct naval standoff. But while the military buildup continues, a different roadmap has emerged from Switzerland. A leaked 14-point memorandum of understanding reveals a preliminary agreement quietly drafted between the US and Iran. This document is a highly conditional 60-day roadmap. It is designed to force an immediate pause in hostilities rather than serve as a final peace treaty. To understand why both nations are suddenly entertaining these terms, we have to look at the specific trade-offs across three distinct ledgers. First, maritime security, billions in financial payouts, and finally, nuclear weapons. The first major concession involves a total ceasefire. Iran has pledged to immediately halt military operations across all of its regional proxy networks. This map shows the physical cleanup required. Iran must clear an estimated 5,000 sea mines across the Strait of Hormuz within 30 days. In return, the US promises to respect borders, halt troop deployments, and lift its naval blockades. These combined actions are intended to allow international cargo ships to resume transit through the strait without the threat of seizure or explosive hazards. This physical trade-off serves as the primary mechanism for stabilizing global supply chains. If successful, it removes the immediate security risks that have driven international shipping insurance costs to unsustainable levels. On the economic front, the US Treasury will issue waivers allowing Iran to resume the export of oil and petrochemical products to global markets. The largest financial incentive is a massive $300 billion regional development fund. This chart compares that to the relatively small amount of Iranian assets currently frozen globally. But this pledge is unstable. It relies on temporary executive waivers, which can be revoked without Congress. This lack of legal permanence has caused issues before. The Obama administration used similar executive powers to finalize a diplomatic deal with Tehran in 2015. However, because that deal was not a permanent law, the subsequent Trump administration was able to unilaterally revoke the agreement and reimpose sanctions. For Iran, this means the $300 billion in relief is highly precarious. It depends on continued cooperation from Arab neighbors and the specific outcome of the next American political cycle. In exchange for this relief, Iran has pledged to never produce a nuclear weapon and to implement an immediate freeze on all current nuclear activities, including the operation of these industrial centrifuges. This 60-day timeline highlights a critical unresolved issue. What happens to Iran's existing enriched uranium stockpile? To manage this risk, the agreement requires a third-party monitoring system. Both sides must provide proof of physical compliance at rigorous checkpoints before the 60-day window expires. This makes the 60-day window a period of extreme pressure. While both sides have agreed to the initial freeze, the most volatile nuclear compromises have only been delayed, not resolved. Even with these detailed points, the text contains a major exclusion. The government of Israel is not a party to this bilateral US-Iran framework. This creates a practical challenge for the agreement. Without a key regional military power like Netanyahu at the table, it is unclear if the mandated ceasefire can actually hold on the ground. Point 14 of the draft outlines the intended endgame for those who do reach the end of this 60-day test phase without a violation. If the 60-day roadmap is successful, the final agreement is designed to be adopted as a formal United Nations Security Council resolution, making the terms a matter of binding international law. This 14-point draft moves the conflict away from verbal rhetoric and into a 60-day window of tangible performance. The outcome will determine whether the region continues its current cycle of proxy warfare or transitions into a framework where these diplomatic promises are backed by enforceable international law.